I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Moore County Board of Education, Monday, January 13th, 2020. Is there a motion?
Yes, Madam Chair, I make a motion the board will enter into closed session to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel information pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A1, A5, and A6, and General Statute 115C-319, and to consult with the board attorney and preserve the attorney-client privilege, including a discussion of C.B. versus Moore County Board of Education, Office of Administrative Hearings, number 19, EDC 06201, State versus Nation, Moore County Superior Court, number 14, CRS 50603, and State versus Shem, Moore County Superior Court, number 17, CR 52837, pursuant to General Statute 143-318.11A3. A second closed session is listed. Okay, am I done?
Okay. A motion has been made to enter closed session and seconded by Mr. Dennison. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, the motion carries 6-0. We will return at 6:30.
some of our amazing Blue Knights, sending you messages of appreciation for all your hard work. Here at Southern Pines Elementary, we want to say a very special thank you for all you do for us. Thanks.
Miss Moore's 5th grade class would like to say
thank you
for all you did for us. Thank you for our education.
Thank you for all your work.
Hi, my name is Jody, and thank y'all for all y'all do for the Southern Pines Elementary and primary. Okay, so I'm glad we're going to the other school next year. We're in 4th grade. We're going into 5th grade. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Board of Education. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Anala, and I hope you have a good time doing all of this for us and for students. And I want to thank you for being so kind. Sorry, my teacher cut off the lights. And I hope that you are having a great time this winter, and I hope that you just have a nice year. So, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you so much, Board of Education. Thank you for gathering all the money for our school. We thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you for all you do. We appreciate you.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and thank you for helping us. Yeah, so bye.
It's Board of Education Day. Thank you so much for everything you have done. Thank you for helping decide where our new school will have Board of Education.
Thank you, Board of Education, for everything you did. Thank you.
It's Board of Education Day. Thank you so much for gathering all the money and your hard work for the school. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you, Board of Education, for everything you do, and thank you for our new school, and just thank you for raising the money for it.
Thank you, Board of Education.
Thank you for all you do. Thank you.
Hello, this is Adrian, and I came here to say thank you about all the things you've done for us. And, yeah. Well, thank you for all the stuff you've done for us, and thank you all the things for Les getting a new school. And, yeah. Well, I just wanted to say thank you. My class says thank you too. As you know, I'm in a pretty noisy room. And it's like that. But I just wanted to say thank you for all you've done. And you are awesome. You are. You are. You hear me? You're awesome. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for stuff, and this is it. See you later. Thank you.
Hi, thank you for all you do. And my name is Jody, Jasmine, Aubrey, Anala. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for all you've done. The school's great. I'm gonna think it's great. Thank you. And bye.
We appreciate you. Thank you for everything you do.
Can't focus. Can't focus.
Thank you for our school supplies and for hiring our amazing teacher and for taking your time to build a new school. Thank you, Board of Education.
Ms. Paramore's class thanks you for our principal and assistant principal. Ms. Johnson's class thanks you for a wonderful teacher. Ms. Collins' class thanks you for the delicious food choices for breakfast and lunch. Ms. Dulap's class thanks you for Crumbs. Ms. Finn's class thanks you for providing buses for us. Ms. Lasse's class thanks you for our new school. Thank you from third grade.
Mrs. Leo's class, thank you, Board of Education.
Hello.
Thank you.
Maybe a little fast.
We call back to order this meeting of the Moore County Board of Education. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
The motion has been made by Ms. Thompson, seconded by Mr. Dennison. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries 6-0. Dr. Grimacy, we are now ready for our pledge.
At this time, Madam Chair, I'd like to introduce Mr. Sean Krensicki, who is principal of West End Elementary School, who has some friends that are going to assist us with the opening of our meeting. Mr. Krensicki?
On behalf of West End Elementary School, I'd like to present Abigail Barnett, first grader, and Josh Ocean, fifth grader. You're on, honey. Go ahead.
Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, honey.
Hello, I'm Joshua Ocean, and I am a fifth grader from West End Elementary. This evening, I'm going to recite a poem entitled My School Promise. I promise to treat my classroom and its people with respect. I promise to solve problems and always try my best. I promise to tell the truth and take responsibility for my actions. I promise never to give up and be the best person I can be. I promise to participate and remember also to have fun. I promise I will learn a lot and don't run away from challenges. I promise to make God, Mom, Dad, and my family proud of the intelligent, strong African American young man that I am. This is my promise to Dee. Thank you.
Oh, come around. Oh, well, photo first. Photo first.
Photo first, then handshakes? All right, photo first, then handshakes. Okay.
Great job.
Way to go, Abigail. Yeah. Way to go, Josh. Great job, man.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, Jennifer. Appreciate it.
Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Andrea Judge, please join Chair Carter and Vice Chair Thompson at the front. Andrea Judge from West Pine Elementary is this month's Engage, Inspire, Succeed Certified Staff Honoree. Mrs. Judge serves as an AIG teacher and is an important member of West Pine Elementary School family. Mrs. Judge goes above and beyond what is expected of her as an AIG teacher. She has taken the lead in creating several after-school clubs, including Junior Beta, Girls Who Code, and the Mathletes Club. Mrs. Judge challenges her students and involves them in all kinds of activities that promote a positive school culture and respect for one another. She is always eager to co-teach with classroom teachers and share her ideas and materials. Mrs. Judge takes time each morning to get to West Pine by 7 a.m. to help with greeting students and parents in the drop-off line, even when she's not scheduled to be there. Mrs. Judge is a true team player. Congratulations, Mrs. Judge. Principal Tyndall, please stand, and members of the Judge family, please stand and be recognized.
And I want to say hi to your daughter who's in the audience, who is our celebrity, Miss Anna.
Ralph Bolden, please join Chair Carter and Vice Chair Thompson at the front. Ralph Bolden from Robbins Elementary is this month's Engage, Inspire, Succeed Support Staff Honoree. Ralph Bolden has worked at Robbins Elementary School for many years in many roles, but for the past 4 years, he has been an invaluable member of the Robbins family as one of the custodians. He also serves as a bus driver and is one of the first people on campus in the morning, and he is the last person to leave in the evening. His work ethic and is exemplary, which shows in the pride he has for ensuring the school is clean, neat, and safe. Mr. Bolden is always willing to lend a helping hand, does so with a smile. In the evening, you may even catch him singing. He truly cares. He truly cares about each and every student and staff member. Robbins Elementary School is lucky to have Mr. Rao and can't thank him enough for being such an important part of the school's family. Congratulations, Mr. Bolden. Principal Loretta, please stand. Members of the Bolden family, please stand and be recognized. Terry Taylor, please join Chair Carter and Vice Chair Thompson at the front. The Moore County Literacy Council is this month's Engage, Inspire, Succeed volunteer honoree, and their program coordinator, Terry Taylor, will be accepting the recognition on behalf of all the volunteers. Each week, 14 from the Moore County Literacy Council come to Southern Pines Elementary School as part of their Moore County Schools Reading Initiative and work with third grade students in their reading skills during their intervention block. The volunteers use materials and lessons prepared by the instructional coach that align with the students' needs. The volunteers come in early to review the lessons so that they are prepared to deliver instruction, and the students are showing improvement in their reading skills. This initiative is funded by the United Way and the Southern Pines Rotary Council. The students of Southern Pines Elementary School are lucky to have these volunteers in their school. Congratulations, Mrs. Taylor and Moore County Literacy Council volunteers. Principal Wagner, please stand, and if there are any Moore County Literacy Council volunteers, also stand and be recognized. Sophia Felicietta, please join Chair Carter at the front, and Pam Thompson. Sophia Felicietta, a senior at Union Pines High School, is this month's Engage, Inspire, Succeed student honoree. Sophia defines Engage, Inspire, and Succeed across the Union Pines campus community in so many ways. Sophia is the top of her class academically and strives for excellence in her studies. She is extremely active in the Leo Club and the Student to Student Club, where guiding new student tours is her favorite service opportunity. Her contagious excitement about her school and its programs make our new students feel welcome and ready to join in. Sophia has been active in student government, where she has developed tremendous leadership and advocacy skills. She makes school announcements over the intercom every morning, and her signature ending, "My name is Sophia Felicietta, and that's what's up, UP." Sophia is most proud of building the youth group from the ground up at St. Anthony's Catholic Church. She will be attending Belmont Abbey College next fall, where she is committed to play women's soccer. Congratulations, Sophia. Principal McCormick and members of Felicietta's family, please stand and be recognized.
And before Dr. Grimacy gets started, since this is our time for celebrations, I want to take a moment to offer our congratulations to Mary Kate Murphy, our formidable reporter from the Pilot, who has just recently become engaged to a member of our fine military. Congratulations, Mary Kate. We'll all expect invitations to the wedding. So on to Dr. Grimacy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair and members of the board, as we've just witnessed, you recognize and express your formal appreciation for our students, employees, and patrons every month of the year. As part of National School Board Recognition Month each January, we take time to recognize you and to express our appreciation for your service, your leadership, and your achievements on our behalf. It's impossible to boil your hard work and your value down to specific measures. If we just look at your 2019 work sessions and regular board meetings, we can report with confidence that you spent 91 hours and 20 minutes in meetings. This represents 3.8 full 24-hour days and an average of 7.6 hours per month of meeting time alone. Left out of that measure are the countless hours you devote to studying your materials in advance of every work session and meeting. Also left out are the many obligatory community forums, small group and individual briefings with staff members, and state-mandated training sessions, most of which are provided by the North Carolina School Boards Association. Finally, the measure ignores the remaining countless hours you devote to the listening ear you afford to constituents and to your presence at a multitude of events which feature the achievements of our students and the accomplishments of our employees. Few people can appreciate the volume of time and depth of devotion that you invest in our Moore County students and the people who serve them most directly. On this night, however, our students and our employees take deliberate steps to recognize your time, your sacrifice, your devotion, and your leadership, very eloquently, as we could see from our Southern Pines friends. As is our tradition, we surround you with gifts and messages intended to warm your heart and inspire your further service every January. I also ask our school board clerk to now distribute a list of upcoming events that many of our principals have identified as opportunities for them to recognize your presence during the remainder of January and into early February. Don't worry, we know you can't get to all of them, okay? It just goes to show that, you know, when asked to think about specific events, here's a bunch, but you all already know about other events that are occurring. But these would be ones where the principals know that they're likely to be present and they'd like to recognize you if you happen to be there. Mrs. Potter and I invite you to look over the list and let her know which activities you may be able to attend. She will then work with the principals to let them know that you'll be coming. As with other activities you attend throughout the year, our principals look forward to recognizing you and your service during these events if you happen to make it. Of course, the gifts, cards, posters, special events, and other trimmings are symbols that reflect something much deeper. And that something includes a mix of gratitude, respect, honor, and love. So as continues to be our tradition, I ask everyone here that's still here to join me in expressing our appreciation to each of you and to you as a body for the quality people that you are, public servants that you are, and for all of your hard work on our behalf. Folks, let's hear it.
On behalf of the board, I'll say a quick thank you. And please note the theme that's been carried out on several of the posters over here as we're looking for some snow days. It doesn't seem that with our 70-degree weather, we're going to have one anytime soon, but obviously there's a lot of hope that one will be coming. So,
There's one person unhappy about that, but
I think there'd be a lot of students who would be happy. So thank you so very much.
Madam Chair, with your permission.
Please.
At this time, Dr. Metcalf is here to carry us through our program highlight, which focuses on our partnership with Sandhills Community College, specifically the Career and College Promise program. Dr. Metcalf.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Thank you for what you do. You are truly appreciated, and appreciate the time and effort that you put into all the work that you do. With me today is Amanda Dixon, who is our Director of Curriculum, Director of
Federal Programs and
Education.
CTE.
We'll get it right. Josh Newton is one of our school counselors, and Stacy Patterson, also a college and career promise counselor. And we have two special guests that I wanted to introduce from the audience. First with us is Dr. Rebecca Roush, Vice President of Academic Affairs from Sandhills Community College.
Stand up, Rebecca.
We are, yeah.
And next to Rebecca is Miss Julie Voigt, who is the Dean of Instruction from Sandhills Community College. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us tonight. We have four purposes that we'd like to share with you tonight. First, we'd like to provide an overview of the College and Career Promise program. And we'd like to highlight the increased participation and impact it has had on many of our students, recognize and honor some of the guests and others who have contributed to the success of the program, and then finally recommend to you the Memorandum of Understanding between the Moore County Schools Board of Education and the Sandhills Community College trustees be renewed for another 5 years. We're going to get things started with Mr. Josh Newton.
Do I have the privilege of hitting the buttons here? There we go. I'll get started on this. Since I've been involved for at least 15 years, it's just come under different names and different styles. So for those of you who've been around and might have heard of Huskins or Leo or dual enrollment, these are all old kind of titles of the program that now fall under what they call Career and College Promise. And what the Career and College Promise is basically a partnership with those within North Carolina, and specifically the community colleges and the high schools that allow our qualified juniors and seniors right now to take college classes through Sandhills while they're still here in high school. And it's not the whole catalog of classes that Sandhills offers, but it's a specific group of classes that North Carolina DPI and the community college have got together and agreed through this Career and College Promise Permanent Agreement that these classes and these programs lead directly towards completion and accumulation of credits and certificates and possible degrees, steps towards possible degrees. The great thing about this program, specifically for our students, is that they're tuition free, so they're not paying tuition for these classes. And for our Moore County students, they're not paying the book costs. With the agreement that we have in place, most of the classes that our students are taking, they're getting to take these classes for absolutely free. There are a few classes that do have some fees associated with them, and those are classes that require tools, require maybe a uniform or an outfit. Those classes could be like an automotive program or a cosmetology program, and those have fees, but pretty much everything else is covered for our students. So you'll see that's one of the big reasons why this has really grown. Obviously, a big benefit is that how they get credits. Again, these are college credits going on their transcript, but they're also part of the high school transcript. They're bringing these credits to both places, so they're earning elective credits and sometimes core class credits for what they're doing at the college level. These classes, a lot of these classes, and we'll talk specifically in a minute, but a lot of these classes transfer directly to four-year schools. So, and we have a ton of students going straight to Sandhills when they graduate, but we have other students that are taking these classes and these credits, and they're taking those and they're transferring them to four-year universities, whether they're in-state or even some out-of-state and some private schools. So students get the experience of these classes, this program, taking college for free, basically, while they're here in high school, while they're here at home, and have the support. So you're going to hear some more interesting facts and some overview from Ms. Patterson. But this is a great program, and we look forward to telling you a little bit more about it.
All right. So students can qualify for the Sandhills Promise scholarships. I'll go over that a little bit more detail in another slide. But this is a great opportunity for students to go to college and minimize debt. So the Sandhills Promise is a great scholarship opportunity that students can qualify by participating in Career and College Promise. And the scholarship is specific to Sandhills Community College, so it is funded completely by Sandhills Community College, where Career and College Promise is a state-funded program that you can find in other counties and things like that, maybe called something a little different. All classes can be used towards the completion of an associate's degree, potentially maybe a credential, or maybe starting a certificate. So right now there's 5 options of associate degrees that students can start working towards, maybe earning the first 30, 32 credit hours. That's about what Career and College's Promise, kind of sets it as, 30, 32 credit hours. That would be associates in arts and science. So to me, those are kind of the most general we have in the program. And then we have some more specific associate's degrees that students can start working on while in high school. That could be nursing, engineering, a fine arts with concentration in music, or fine arts and the visual arts. Some of the credentials or certificates that students can start working on, examples include automotive, refinishing, and painting. So there's some automotive classes that are offered to high school students. We have some intro to criminal justice classes that our students have taken advantage of. Culinary arts, landscape, and gardening. So all sorts of certificates, credentials that students can earn while in high school. So it's very beneficial to our students, a great opportunity. So the program does allow students to take college courses, and they do apply to college credit. So that could be as long as the student earns a C or better. It's going to transfer to one of our 16 UNC system schools, and most of our private, there is an articulation agreement with the majority of our private schools, and we've had students take these credits to Texas, South Carolina, North Dakota. They're very transferable credits. Sandhills is a SACS accredited college, so they're very transferable. And like Mr. Newton said, they can be used towards high school graduation, so that could be American 1 and 2. Those were probably the most popular for graduation requirements. We do have students that complete their 4th math through Sandhills as well, but pretty much everything counts towards at least an elective towards that high school graduation, so that's definitely a plus for students. I love the next one, provides students with opportunity to learn to be self-advocating. So that's super important for our young people to learn, that it is, up to them to make sure things are working out. It's not always going to be something you can maybe ask a parent to do, or maybe try to get a teacher or someone to help you with, but that's fine to help, but still kind of advocating for themselves. Great example, this week, Sandhills started today. So Sandhills classes on their campus started while we're still in first semester. And all our high schools, we start exams tomorrow. So that's some conflicts we have, and so really encourage students to advocate, making sure their instructors are aware. I have exams this week. These are the days I can be at Sandhills. These are the days that I have to be at my home high school so I can finish my first semester. Other things may come up with, instructors may need to know about other absences. So it's just a great way for students to kind of get in the door, but still have that kind of, safety net as high school and people that are around to help. I also tell students the next thing, college courses can build a strong high school transcript. A great way to show a college that you're ready for that level of rigor and that you're committed is by taking some college credits. I think it's a great opportunity for our students. Not saying they need to take 18 credit hours a semester, 1 or 2 classes, kind of ease into it, but definitely can help that transcript. So the next one, the more college credits students have before they get to college, the more flexible of course offerings they may have when they attend college. That makes me think of like maybe double majoring or having a minor, or maybe studying abroad and not feeling so restricted that they might have to have more classes. I know me, I was always a student that maybe signed up for 15 credit hours and always got a little overwhelmed and had to drop one. So being able to have a more flexible schedule to maybe have 12 credit hours, or and work have a job or take some classes that they're really we're interested in all of them, but have a little flexibility of what they're taking.
And one of the general questions that we always get is what kind of classes can students take? What kind of classes can they choose from? And we hit on it a little bit in the last couple slides, but there's really two kinds of classes. There's the college transfer classes, and again, these are the classes that you heard through the associate's degrees. These would be like your general education, kind of like your core classes in high school. Students have the option to take these classes and qualify for these classes with a 2.8 unweighted GPA. These classes are weighted on the high school side like AP level classes, so students don't have to feel restricted in what they're choosing. They're receiving the same kind of GPA value. And again, these are the classes that if they make an A, B, or C, these are the classes that are going to transfer to the four-year schools. They have it, our articulation agreement with our public schools in North Carolina, the four-year public schools. But like you heard Ms. Patterson said, a lot of the private schools and out-of-state schools will also take these credits and transfer them. But really not to be outdone is the technical side. When I tell students there's literally hundreds of classes that they can choose from, there could be 100 different classes that they can choose. A lot of these fall on the technical sides through programs like the cosmetology or the automotive or the criminal justice. Again, the unweighted GPA remains the same to qualify, but we also have a little more flexibility with letting some students get into that qualifications with a 2.5 weighted GPA. So, it's a very inclusive program. These courses are very much like our CTE courses at the high school level, and they really go well together. We were talking the other day about, health science leading into a nursing or a nurse aid class. So beginning with the classes that we offer and then transitioning to Sandhills, these are program classes that really work well together. And again, like Ms. Patterson said, they all lead towards something. Whether it's an associate's degree or whether it's a certificate or a credential, these classes get the students started, whether they're transfer or whether they're technical, on their way to a degree that they can have in their hands. So, really important information on that. And the next really important information is how can they get it paid for free?
Yeah, so Sandhills the Promise Scholarship, the Sandhills Promise, is a great opportunity for our students, and I feel like this is maybe the third or fourth year that it's been offered to our high school graduates. So there are a couple criteria that the majority of our high school students do meet here. One is to be a resident of Moore or Hoke County. So those are the two counties that Sandhills Community College serves, and we're so lucky that we are in that service area. High school graduate who will attend Sandhills fall semester after graduation. So that's when the tuition will be covered by Sandhills. Would be like for our graduating seniors this year, it would start fall 2020. And that's when I guess like the clock would start for the tuition. So really all students have to do to to qualify while in high school would be to successfully complete a minimum of 4 Career and College Promise classes while in high school. So 4 is not that many. That could be 1 a semester. And then with that GPA, it is at the college level, it's not weighted or it's just a GPA. It's just unweighted GPA of a 2.0 or higher. So it's not like it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a 4.0. They understand that, there might be a D, once in a while, or someone might have a C. So it doesn't have to be the perfect GPA at Sandhills. So that minimum of 2.0 by the time of graduation. This is the part that I had to really start thinking about because we don't really use completion rate all that much in high school, but the completion rate has to be 67% or higher by the time of graduation, and that's only in the Sandhills classes. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. They understand a student might need to drop a class, or maybe they do need to take a WP once, maybe once, don't want to get in the habit of taking those, but if something isn't working out in the class, or they figure out it's not right for them, but this is definitely a numbers game when I have some seniors that, maybe have dropped a couple, maybe had something happen, really have to get that calculator out and just make sure they're still at that level by the time of graduation. So the only things that count against completion rate would be a DR, which is a drop, or after a certain time a student may opt to get a WP or an FW, but we hope those are very to a minimum, or they might fail the class, which is definitely a rarity. We don't have too many, that doesn't happen too much. So those are the only things that count against earning a D, C, B, or A, all count towards completion rate. So that's a good thing. So senior year, students do have to reapply to Sandhills. So that's completing the application. So sometime during senior year, we always encourage students to take that step. Sandhills does have a general scholarship application. It's pretty simple. I tell students it probably takes about 10 minutes. They are put in the bowl of all of Sandhills scholarships. So that's pretty awesome too, that they can be awarded another scholarship before the Sandhills Promise. They do have to fill out financial aid through FAFSA. That is a required step, just so that money can be used first if students do receive a grant. And then, of course, once they're admitted and they've done all those things, those steps, then they're going to go to an orientation and be able to sign up for classes without myself or Mr. Newton. So I'm like, let you fly on your own without me telling you have to do these kind of things. And then the last bullet, it is a last pay scholarship, so it just means they're gonna, Sandhills is, fundraising, raising monies for the Sandhills Promise, so of course they want to use any type of financial aid first, or any outside scholarship that a student might award. They want the student to be able to utilize that as well, and then the scholarship will pay the rest of the tuition. It is for 2 years after graduation, and that could be as much as 6 semesters. So I like to say fall, spring, summer, fall, spring, summer. And the only semester a student can't take off is that first one. That first initial fall semester, they are required to take at least one class. But I like the Promise because it doesn't require a full load. So a student that is kind of thinking maybe they want to start out with 2 or 3 classes, that's okay. So I just think that the flexibility of it is great for our students.
A great program, incredible opportunity for our students. They have found out about it, and they are taking advantage of it, which is wonderful. Back in 2015-16, 636 students completed at least one of the college courses. 2018-19, that increased to 989 students. That's a 56% increase. The total number of courses taken by students also increased. So not only are more students taking the courses, they're taking more of the courses. More students involved, taking more of the courses, from 1,291 in 2015-16 to 2,562 courses taken in 2018 and 2019. And they're earning college credit, almost 3-fold increase in college credit being earned by our students. Tremendous program, students taking advantage of it.
Dr. Metcalf, if you could, please. Question. When we think in terms of the graduating classes at Pinecrest, Union Pines, and Northmore combined, it's about 1,000 graduates roughly per year.
Yes,
so these courses are available to juniors and seniors up to this point, juniors and seniors.
Yes.
So if we got 1,000 in the junior class and 1,000 in the senior class, it's 2,000. So is it safe to say that in 17-18 and 18-19 that we're right about 50% of all of our juniors and seniors are participating in at least one college course?
I would say our math teachers would say you are correct, sir.
I would just like to say, lots of times they get the opportunity to celebrate the Career and Technical Education program. But we have done some intentional alignment, and I've worked really close with Dr. Roush's team, and just as recently as Friday afternoon, as a matter of fact, to make sure that our programs and our pathways are aligned. The CTE program here in Moore County have adopted the Diploma Plus One initiative several years ago, and we could not do a lot of what we do without our partnership. And having the opportunity to work with directors all over the state, we are fortunate to have this relationship. This does not happen everywhere. So I want to commend everybody that kind of takes a role in that. Just this past year, we were really excited to celebrate the increase in the Moore County Schools CTE credentials. And we've had, over a 134% increase in the last year. And although we know we're going to eventually hit a ceiling, we could not provide a lot of the opportunities and be able to help our students advance on and continue to grow and continue their interests in their career pathways without this partnership. So thank you for what you do.
More students taking more classes, getting more credentials, earning more college credit, and passing those classes at a much higher rate. I wanted to share this. This came from the college. This looks at the last 4 semesters, both at the college and at the North Moore campus, where we also offer classes. And our pass rate as compared to the non-high school, perhaps traditional student at the community college. And you can see that our students are doing exceptionally well. And it's having a tremendous impact on our students as well. We wanted to take a moment to share some of those stories quickly of their success.
This is the best part of what we get to talk about is how this program is really affecting students in a real life situation. A lot of the times you hear about kind of the one-offs, the really unique situations. Like each of our high schools have had a student complete an associate's degree, for example, while in high school, which is in itself is amazing and certainly deserves all the accolades that those students can get. But that's really not the design of the program, and so we wanted to share and highlight some of the stories that the design of the program, because this isn't an early college program. This is a program where students are having to kind of combine their high school and college at the same time. So we talked about the Promise Scholarship and the opportunities that students have. Last year, we had over 330 students in Moore County schools earn the Promise Scholarship. So that's not all of them taking advantage of it, but 330 students had that opportunity. I was practicing my speech like I'm supposed to, right, Ms. Carter? That's right. And I gathered my audience, and my audience was my 6-year-old, and I said 330, over 330. She said, "Wow," and I said, "Great, you're listening. I didn't realize you were listening." But you know, I hope that's the reaction that people have, because it is kind of a wow thing that Sandhills has offered this scholarship. Obviously, the numbers that you saw. Part of those numbers blowing up is that opportunity, and we have students that are taking advantage of it. Outside of the Promise, we're going to tell you some individual stories. So Emily's a student that graduated last year from Pinecrest. Emily's a great student. She's a good enough student that she was taking and passing successfully AP classes her 9th through 11th grade year. She was doing well and she was learning, but just wasn't a strong enough test taker to where she was earning college credit. So in her mind, her quote was, I wanted to take some classes my senior year where I felt like I would do a better job of getting college credit. So she changed up her schedule. She took our English 4 at Pinecrest, and she took roughly everything else through Sandhills. She came back in the summer, took some summer classes after her senior year, and basically completed almost 30 hours of college work in 1 year through this program. She's at her dream school. Again, her quote, dream school. She's at NC State. Not my quote, her quote. In her college, she's doing what she wants with an opportunity, is what she's saying, is deciding whether or not she wants to try to graduate in 3 years, which she could do, or choose some other things. She's also already asked me when the college summer schedule is coming out, because in her mind, she's coming back to do all her general eds that she can through Sandhills. So it's, even though she's not directly going to Sandhills, she's found that that's a place for her, and she's coming back even after going to NC State. So that's Emily's story.
So I'm going to tell you about Erin. So she's a 2015 Union Pines graduate. While in high school, she had a very rigorous schedule. Every year, she packed her schedule with honors, AP courses. Her junior and senior year, she took advantage of Career and College Promise. And I think one really cool thing is she made sure to get a theater arts class in her her year every year. And senior year, I think she took 2. So definitely worked that schedule to take both advanced placement classes and the Sandhills classes, just to show that rigor she had, and it definitely paid off. She just graduated from the University of South Carolina, which I usually refer to the other Carolina because I may have went to Chapel Hill, but I'm excited to know a graduate of the Gamecocks. That's pretty cool. But she graduated not only with her bachelor's degree, but a master's degree in 4.5 years. So that is amazing. Definitely something a huge accomplishment. Awesome for herself and her family.
Oh, we're not giving last names, but her mother and I are very proud of her.
I really enjoyed working with her. She's a But yes, it's super awesome. So my next success story is a 2018 Northmore graduate. Lindsay always challenged herself in high school, and she took full advantage of Career and College Promise. During her junior year alone, she earned 15 college credit hours in classes such as general psychology, writing and inquiry, which is like freshman English. So she took freshman English her junior year, world civilization. So she took a lot of college transfer classes. But Lindsay knew from pretty much the get-go, I think, of high school, or definitely by the time I met her her junior year, that she wanted to be a cosmetologist. So during her senior year, Lindsay took the first 5 cosmetology courses through Career and College Promise. And also continued taking college transfer classes as well, such as business and a math class. And with doing that, she graduated. She, of course, qualified for the Sandhills Promise, most definitely with her college credits. She graduated, went to Sandhills, and in just 1 year, she finished the associate's degree in cosmetology and is currently working as a cosmetologist in Southern Pines. So it's pretty awesome that she's local. And then my last story is a 2017 Union Pines graduate. During his senior year, he took some automotive classes. So junior year, I didn't know him. He decided not to take Sandhills classes, which is fine. Definitely can get 4 classes done. He decided, automotive was the route he wanted to take, so got him in suspension and steering first semester, and then a brakes class second semester. Although it sounds like he only took 2 classes, what's nice about some of the automotive classes is they have a lab attached to the course, but it is a separate course number. And so although it sounds like only 2 courses, he also got 4 classes done while in high school, and he became eligible for the Sandhills Promise and continued on at Sandhills, and is now graduated and working in Aberdeen. So awesome, very exciting to hear these stories and get to share them.
There's a couple of people that we should really thank, particularly Josh and Stacy. They are truly the unsung heroes, I think, behind the scenes. They're the ones that work with the students, recruit the students, provide support to the students, and over the period of the time of this Memorandum of Understanding, they've just done an incredible job, and we thank you. Josh? Certainly, Amanda Dixon, as director of, what is it again? She works very closely with the college, meets with them on a regular basis, and is a driver at the district level behind those programs. And we thank you, Amanda, for your work with that. And the college in particular, the instructors, the professors who have brought our students into the class, work with them in terms of the textbooks and all of that. And your team, Julie, we really appreciate what you do and what your team has done. And Rebecca, we thank you for your leadership and vision and the development over the program over those 5 years. Thank you very much for what you do. So as we said last Monday, we're here just to recommend that we renew the Memorandum of Understanding. The renewed memorandum will become effective on July 1st, 2020. It'll be 5 years through June 30th, 2025. It includes high school students on the Sandhills Community College campus as well as the Northmore High School campus. 0 tuition for Moore County Schools students. They've waived the student activity and technology fees, and the textbooks for students are free of charge. Of course, we have an understanding with the community college of a payback after an inventory is provided, $60,000 per year. Thank you very much for your time.
Stay put, Dr. Metcalf, if you would, Madam Chair, if I would, for a moment. What I'm about to say is not obligatory, but I think that Dr. Roush and her team would appreciate this, and all of Josh and Stacy and everybody involved. We are very blessed, not only where we're located, but this time in history to have the combination of Dr. John Dempsey, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Foundation Board. I won't get into all the details, but a lot of people came together, Rebecca, a couple of years ago and took what did exist, as Josh described, but then really added fuel to the fire. And so these numbers you see weren't by accident. this was by design, but a lot of people came together and created this opportunity. I also think that that was a moment in time when our county commissioners looked at certain holes that existed. The foundation board sort of came up with the idea of how we go about making sure our students had textbooks, which were very expensive. You could cover the tuition, but a child might still not enroll in the class unless they had some help with the textbooks. But then on the other side, Josh and Stacy are in positions that were specifically created for this program. In our discussion with the community college, we felt that there had to be those adult professionals who could work with these 16, 17, and 18-year-olds to help them with a successful transition on the campus. And you know, the orientation, and then making sure they follow up, and then transitioning out. So the commissioners gave us a specific allotment for those two positions, specific allotment to help us work our textbook arrangement with the foundation, and then a specific allotment, if we needed it, that we could provide transportation for students. And so all these factors came together, and I think that anyone involved would recognize, but I'd like us just one more time to give a hand up for Sand Hills Community College, and just how grateful we are for the leadership and for our county commissioners for making this a truly Moore County success story. Thank you all very much. And Madam Chairman,
before you walk away,
yeah,
are there any
yeah.
questions
Oh,
or
yeah.
comments?
Yeah,
any
I would
members
like to make some comments if I may. Dr. Grimsey covered a lot of what I was going to say, but for Stacy, Josh, and Amanda, and also for Rebecca and Julie, thank you very much for taking care of my kids. And my numbers were a little different than yours, Josh, and I got them from the young man from the college who went around to the scholarship. I mean, I ended up at 351, but to put it in perspective, it's 34% of our graduating class of 1,016 students, and I think that's quite a percentage. And to Dr. Dempsey, whom I'm sure is the one who did the most difficult thing, is convince the teachers to use the same book for 5 years.
If at all possible.
If at all possible. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
And I want to say, because I took it from a different venue, 10 years ago, in 2010, I was part of UNC Pembroke, where we were working with community colleges to get the courses ready with community colleges that would transfer to the four-year schools. And to see, what I want to say is this doesn't happen overnight. It's been a long, arduous process, but it's been a successful process. And to see these numbers grow like they have, I commend all of you for the hard work that you've done. I know the work we did from the university level to get everything ready from the community colleges to, and get our professors to agree. Sometimes that's like herding cats, but that's another story. But it's so beneficial to see so many of our students doing so well, to be able to come out with a career, if that's what they want to do, or to move on to a four-year college or university. I'm just really proud of all the work that y'all have done. Thank you so much.
And I just want to add one thing. Dr. Grimace, you touched on this, and it's really the importance of the collaboration among all these different entities and what's best for children and what's best for students. And to see a community come together like that between the college and the school and the foundation and the trustees and Dr. Dempsey and the staff and our staff even, because I know there were probably a lot of discussions about how to make this work for our students, how to get the transportation working, how to make sure we can engage students up at Northmore as well, because it was really important to make sure that they could be involved. So that partnership is really critical in the success of this, and I'm just really appreciative of all the people that rolled up their sleeves and figured it out. And I'm mostly appreciative for Dr. Dempsey, the trustees, and the foundation for all the fundraising they've done. Because for the Sandhills Promise part, the scholarship part for once they've graduated from high school, that is a significant resource that they have given to our community. It's not just our kids. I know Hope County students also receive that, and just that commitment, I suppose, to our next generation and giving them a viable option here locally is just phenomenal, and that partnership should really be celebrated. So thank you. Please take our thanks, everybody's thanks back for that, and thank you all for just all the tremendous work you do with, I can't see you, Ms. Patterson, you're back, for your work in guiding the students.
I'm sure there are a lot of happy parents too, considering the.
The money.
Yes, there are.
Yes, well, I'll add to that, thanks. And just to mention something Ms. Patterson pointed out in her presentation, our students this week are undergoing their own high school exams as well as starting new classes at Sandhills. All the more reason we would like to move our start up earlier into August such that it would eliminate the conflict that students have trying to balance both college classes and high school exams. So we're hopeful that that's going to go through and we'll be able to eliminate that burden from them. I might make note that as part of our consent agenda tonight, we will be voting to extend the Career and College Promise for another 5 years, and we look forward, because I'm sure that's going to go through, to another 5 years of cooperation.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this takes us on to our consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve as presented?
So move.
Second.
All right, a motion by Mr. Dennison, second by Dr. Brown. Any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We now move to public address to the board. Ms. Thompson.
Madam Chair, we have 6 individuals who have signed up for public address. And just a couple of notes with regard to our procedure. Our time is limited to 3 minutes per individual speaker. You will see the time count on the monitors once you get started with your speaking. And we ask that once the countdown is completed that you stop or close your speech. First, we would like to call Mickey Brown from the Northmore area. And as Mickey is coming, we would just like to appreciate our public, as always, for coming to share your thoughts and possibly some concerns with the board.
Madam Chair Carter and Madam Vice Chair Thompson. Dr. Grimacy, this has been like an uplifting church service. If we could just eat and take up an offering, we could all go home. I'm going to be brief for you. The older I get, the more overwhelming it is when I see good people and good things going on in the county and town that I love. I'm from Robbins, North Carolina. I'm proud to be. All the years, I briefly spent a couple of days back in 1959, before some of y'all was even born, in Pinehurst when I was born, but otherwise I've lived in Robbins all my life, and I'm proud of that. I've been blessed to live in Robbins, and that thing is too loud. But I'm going to just give you 3 points right quick. It's ironic that 2020 is the 55th year that Northmore High School has been in existence. I didn't start there in 65, Dr. Grimacy. I left there in 77. And I was thinking about today what I was going to say to you about Northmore and my love for it. Myself, my wife, my oldest daughter, my middle son, and my youngest son is in the 9th grade. We all are Northmore graduates. Jackson, who's in the 9th grade, he didn't think too much about it. When I was taking him the first day, I said, Jackson, it's ironic that you'll be walking the same halls I walked back then. He said, Daddy, that place was there then? So anyway, but I want to tell you that I appreciate everything you do. Having been in public service and served for over 16 years, I know sometimes it's thankless, but I thank you for all you've done. Secondly, I want to tell you that I support Northmore. I support its administration. I support its principal and everybody who's there. It's like family. We're blessed to have that. And thirdly, I want to tell you that I support it so much that if there's ever issues or problems, which at times I hear, I would be willing to help alongside any of my brothers and sisters who live in that area that I love. It's all family-oriented to me, and I hope we all go to heaven when we die, and I want to help them. If there's any issues, you feel free to call on me to sit down with them to try to resolve anything. God bless you all.
Thanks, Mickey.
Thanks, Mickey. Next, we have Wendell Manus from the Northmore area as well.
Sure, I'd like to thank y'all for allowing me to come in the board to speak to you, but I come to speak on behalf of what I've heard, what I've seen on the little TV or whatever about the Miss Purvis and negative stuff that I have seen, and I come to share with you that I've been working with her for possibly 7 years, and she was a teacher at High Falls, and I was a single parent, and Jordan, which he's sitting back there now, and I used to go over to her house, and she stayed with them so much, and she really loved everybody. And if I hear of something about racist or something like that, I do not see that part in her. All I see is love. I see her treating everybody the same. One thing about Northmore, when I came there, we did have a little problem. We had white groups, black groups, and Hispanic groups, and about 11 walking around. And my boys, I got 2 boys over there, they was part of the group. They wasn't the good boys, they was with the black group. Miss Purvis took every one of them in the auditorium. I never will forget this. There's about 60 of them. The numbers might not be right. And she told them, she said, there's one thing I'm not going to allow, is that. And she took them up there and had a talk with them, said, if I see more than 3 black together, 3 white together, I'm bringing you in. And right now at Northmore High School, I can actually say, as of the years she's been there, I've seen her take black and white, treat them fair, seen her take that, and it's gone. We are a family up there. She works hard. And I tell anybody that's a safe place. She does good work. The reason I say I know she's not racist because she does things, her and her son. I can't call no names. A little black kid that's in college. I've seen her husband go up there and take him soups and feed him. She allowed people to stay with her. And I says this, if all this is coming up against her, if it's about coaching or about this, I'm talking about she is fair, and I have seen it. I live there. I've been around her. And I'm asking you this, what would you rather have, a 10-0 football team or a 33-0 basketball team or a safe campus for your kids to walk through? Northmore is a loving place. Yes, she does speak with authority. And even my book that I read, it says if you have an ought against somebody, you go to them. Have you went and talked to her? I did. I heard something. I talked to her. We worked it out. But don't try to handle things. Don't push nobody on the bus. Don't hurt nobody. And I believe in submitting to authority. If you put somebody in charge, you got to submit to authority. And the buzzer has went off, and I got to stop.
Thank you, Wendell. Next, we have Zende Monroe from the Northmore area.
Hello.
Hi, Zende.
Hey, my name is Azinde. I am a graduate of Northmore High School. I graduated in 2016. I was the student body president, and I spent a lot of days in here with you guys. Thanks to Ms. Purvis, I am in school, and I'm going to school to be a teacher, a high school history teacher. Yeah. I always told her I hated children, and I refused to become a teacher. She always would look at me and said, boy, you are going to be a teacher. And I always said, okay, whatever you say. And now I'm going to school to be a teacher. So I just want to say that Ms. Purvis has been a wonderful principal. I spent more time with her than I spent with my parents. She harassed me every day of the week, including Saturday and Sunday. If she saw me do something that I wasn't supposed to do on social media, she corrected me, which she did to all kids, all students. She treated us like we were family, like we were her children. And I remember one time we had an instance where we had a coach, and I don't know what happened. I never could get her to tell me what happened, even though I begged her for days to tell me what happened. He started, and then he was gone in like 2 weeks. I went in her office, and I was freaking out. I was crying. I was like, okay, can you please tell me what happened? I thought he was going to be a good coach, and she could not tell me, but she did assure me one thing. Azinde, I have the best interest of the students and of this community. I will never do anything that would negatively impact you. And as time progressed, she proved that she really had the best interest for us as students. She got us wonderful coaches. The 4 years that I was there, we had wonderful coaches who not only cared about us being athletes, but they cared about us being humans and individuals, growing into men and women. She showed us, she proved to us that she would be there. I could message her, text her, call her any time of the day, say I needed something, I was going through something, and she was always right there. Even to this day, I'm not even in high school anymore, but she's still right there. Even when I don't think she should be, she just magically shows up and appears because she cares and she treats us all the same and all fair. And of course, as adults, you don't like it when people tell you what to do. You don't always get along. You don't always agree. I'm a young adult leader at my church, and I tell the young adults, I said, you don't always agree with your boss, but at the end of the day, you do what your boss tells you to do. You submit, you obey, and you follow the instructions. And I can say that she's never told me something that was wrong. She's never done anything to me that was not right. She's always been fair. I would say that I'm her favorite student, but I can't say that because she treated us all like we were her favorite. She treated the teachers like that. I talk to teachers who are no longer at Northmore, and they still tell me to this day that she has been their favorite employer. So I can just say she's a wonderful person. I can say that for the majority of the Northern Moore County, like the other people said, she is a wonderful person. And I speak on behalf of all students that attend Northmore High School, and from 2012, all the way up until now. From 2012, when she called me on the picnic table screaming Black Power and told me to sit down and stop being crazy, all the way up until now, she's been a wonderful principal.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Azin. Next, we have Siobhan Parson.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I came to her school, I think, a year ago. First time. My daughter, she's a 12th grader now, but she always went there. And she used to come home and talk about Miss Purvis and how good she was and how sweet she was. And so I was excited about going up there, you know, bus driver / cafeteria worker. And she just took me in, loved me. She told me, you know, that where I was better than that. And so with that being said, I moved to another position because, you know, she made me see myself better, you know, than where I was. But I'll never forget, I have a 15-year-old, so she just got to high school, and, you know, she tried to hurt herself. So I emailed her, Miss Purvis, and I told her, you know, my daughter's in the hospital, and she won't be there. I don't know when she'll be able to be back. And so she was like, what? I'm coming. I'm on my way. Asked her to shoot me to come. So I went and I asked my daughter, I said, Miss Purvis want to come? She said, sure. And she got there early that morning, about 9 o'clock, and stayed there majority of the day, even though she was a principal at the school. And she got in the bed with her and lay with her and comfort her. And, you know, it was time for the psychiatrist to come in, and they kicked me out, you know, and wanted, you know, Miss Purvis to stay. But like I told her after it was all said and done, I still appreciate that because it takes a village, you know what I'm saying, to raise a child. And even though she felt uncomfortable with me, I was grateful that, you know, she stayed there and she let Miss Purvis, you know, be in there with her as she talked to the person. So that right there will always stay with me forever. I mean, you know, because that was a hard time in my life, you know, and Miss Purvis, we worked together. We got her where she needed to be, you know, and now next semester she got better, so she's come back to Northmore, and she's excited, and she keeps saying, Mommy, you text her yet? You tell her that I want to come back? I said, yes, girl, wait till after the exams, then you can go back. So she excited, and she's just in the 9th grade, you know, to be a part of Northmore. You know, Miss Purvis, I thank you. That is my heart, and I just know her a year, you know, and all that she have done just within that year to make me change positions, you know, to my daughter, you know, I will ever be so grateful. So she's a good woman, inside and out. So I appreciate it.
Thanks, Siobhan. We have Matthew Bynes.
How y'all doing?
Hi, Matthew.
My name is Matthew Bynes. I'm an assistant coach at Northmore. And I came to Northmore last year, 2018, 2019 year, and I seen where people were talking about the administration not being supportive of the sports and everything, and I'm just kind of give you my experience from there. When we first got there, the field house didn't have Wi-Fi in it. Within 2 weeks, we let Ms. Purvis know they had Wi-Fi in the field house. Another problem, it wasn't air conditioner, so it was very, very hot. We let her know within 2 weeks we had air conditioner in the field house. There was a lot of things, like anytime we needed something, we let her know, and within 2 or 3 weeks, I mean, obviously, depending on approval and everything, it happened. We had to keep all our equipment and everything inside the JV locker room. we went to her, we're like, hey, can we get a shed for the football stuff? We got a shed. Like, from everything that I've experienced, she's been 100% supportive of the football and basketball and everything that we've had there. So, I mean, I left there. I coached football there 2018-19. Then I went to Pinecrest and coached football. And I was like, you know what? I mean, I like Pinecrest, but it's kind of bigger. So I was like, you know what? Let me text Ms. Purvis and see if I can come back and help coach basketball with Jordan. So I texted her. She welcomed me back with open arms. And now I'm an assistant basketball coach there. And again, anything we need, if it's new uniforms, anything. Like, she's just 100% supportive, and she's at every game usually if she can. I mean, obviously she can't be at everything, but I've seen her at most of the games. I go to every game, away, home, everything. So, and usually she's there too. So I just wanted to let everybody know, clear the air, that she was 100% supportive of all the athletics while I was there, and I don't want anybody to get any other kind of.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Our last speaker is Jordan Manus from the Northmore area. If you would give it to the board.
All right, I'm nervous. Never done anything like this before. We're gonna get through it. Okay. So I am reading a letter from a graduate, a Northmore graduate. He couldn't make it today. He's sick. So he typed up a letter for me to read to you guys. It says, to Moore County Board of Education, I would like to speak on Jenny Purvis's behalf. My name is Quayshawn Davis, and many of you guys know Jenny Purvis took me into her home in 2012. She also put me on the right path so I could graduate and go to college. Tell me something. How can people sit here and call this woman racist? I'm an African American myself. She took me into her home, to her own home, and welcomed me in open arms as her own son. Made sure I had clothes and food, and made sure my grades wasn't slacking. This woman is a saint. I would go to war for this woman. Me staying with her was the best 2 years of my life. I love this woman to death. People really want this woman to resign as principal at Northmore High School, when she is the reason why Northmore High School is still standing today. Northmore High School will not, and I repeat, will not be the same without Jenny Purvis. And just a little bit about myself, guys. I graduated from Northmore High School. I left Northmore High School to go play football for a semester. I dropped out of college at Avery University. I later on went to work at Hardee's here in Carthage. I went into depression. I didn't know. I thought I failed everybody. Didn't know what to do. One day I received a text message from Ms. Purvis asking me to come back to coach. I returned to coach, and I then found the love of my life, which was helping kids. I began coaching, and now I continue to coach for her as the head JV basketball coach because of the opportunity she gave me. Best opportunity I've ever had in my life. I now have a 7-month-old daughter that I can supply for because of this woman right here. She's motivating me to go back to school, become a teacher, and now I want to impact kids the way she impacted me. And so, to Ms. Purvis, I want to thank you for not only being a great principal, but for being a mother into my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Jordan. That's all of our speakers for this evening.
Thank you to all of our speakers. Dr. Grimmensey, we move to a superintendent's report.
Madam Chairman, I have no further information to add to what you've received during last week's work session and tonight's meeting.
All right, then that brings us to board comments. Ms. Wallen-Miller, would you like to begin?
I just want to thank all the staff and all the teachers and the schools that have just really warmed my heart tonight. It's a little emotional some days, some years to see this, and I just, we don't do this for this, at least I speak for myself, that this is, it's a little overwhelming. We do it because we love our students, all of them, even though we haven't met all of them. We appreciate the work that the staff does, just day in and day out, really improving the lives and teaching each and every one of our students. And I feel that my role is to support them in doing the best job they can and helping our students soar as they do each and every day. So I just want to thank all the staff and the teachers who did this, and just very appreciative. So thank you.
Ms. Caldwell?
Yeah, I think you said it all. I think it's, we don't, this is very awkward for me to get all this because this is not what we signed up for. We signed up to help children and make sure that our school, all of our schools are soaring. So just thank you guys. That's all I mean, it's hard even to say that, so it's just, thank you, no words, thank you.
Mr. Dennison.
I have nothing else I can say. I'm a happy man.
Dr. Brown?
I too want to thank everyone. This is always overwhelming. I come in and it's just amazing how many students are made aware of who we are. I go to other places, and I've lived in other places, and they had no idea, first of all, what a school board member was, much less what we did. And to thank us like this is truly beneficial. And again, to reiterate that I want to thank us and the board of the foundation board and the community college for their continued support with our memorandum of understanding to see a third of our students go on and finish up and have the opportunity to move forward in both career and college opportunities is always beneficial. It's why we're here, and I want to thank them.
Mr. Weaver?
Well, having not been on the board for even 6 months, I'm just overwhelmed by all of this, and I appreciate that all the work that went into recognizing us. Again, we don't do it for that. I also want to reiterate my appreciation to Sand Hills Community College for the opportunity that they give our students in Moore and in Hope County. It's rare and it's wonderful, and I really appreciate it.
Ms. Thompson?
I don't have anything to add. Just thank you for all of our school staff and for our students. This is all about them, what we do to help them and be engaged, inspire them to succeed. So thank you, everyone.
All right, well, again, thank you. I vote for a snow day for those who were asking for one. Obviously, it's not up to me. Just of note, we'll be joining the county commissioners on Wednesday for their full-day retreat and beginning to talk with them about needs within the schools. We've got wonderful new schools opening. It takes money to operate them. We have classes that are bulging out the doorways and into the hallways. It takes money to hire more teachers. So we'll be beginning to make that plea to our county commissioners to help us make Moore County the best it can be. So, Mr. Dennison, is there a motion?
I move the meeting be adjourned.
A second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.